Hey guys, what's up? I had to restart this stream because my last stream got cut out. So I'm gonna have to start all the way from the beginning, and maybe I'll say it better this time. But this stream is made primarily for Hindus, and but some of the things I'm going to be saying in here are applicable to other people, and I have similar projects in other areas. As you come to see what I'm talking about, I'm not just going to be doing this with Hindus in India. I'm going to be doing this in other places, but I am going to be focusing on Hindus in India more so than other places. That's true. Um, so I've been trying to warn Hindus about these Noahide laws for 10 years now. 10 long, lonely years, and I really feel they're a problem, or I felt there were a problem, and I really think that they were something that needed to be addressed, and they are a plot and a conspiracy that need to be countered, or Hinduism could get damaged. I mean, that's why I was doing this, because I was concerned. I was concerned what these Noahide laws could do to Hinduism. Well, after 10 years of doing this, I have raised almost absolutely no resistance to the Noahide laws, and all I have gotten is criticism and attacks and treason and attempts to smear my character and this. It's been horrible. So I'm going to assume that about 90% of Hindus are are anti Noahide. 90% of Hindus do not want you being against Noahide. Okay? That has been my experience, or they don't care. They either are anti Noahide or they do not care. So, right. Or they do not care. So I'm a little bit desperate right now. I have no friends, really, anymore. I mean, I've lost them all because of this. And I'm outnumbered. So, they say desperate times calls for desperate measures. So I made a desperate measure and I switched to the other side. I am now working with the Jews and the Noahides to Noahidize India and Hinduism. I have made a pact with the Kali demon, and actually, I now worship the Kali demon. So what happened was, I just got tired of trying to wake Hindus up, and I got so distraught, and I was just like, these people are so weak and so stupid and so cowardly, and there's no God in Hinduism that can come and save it. And I was like, what am I even doing in this religion if it's so pathetic? And I really was losing faith, to be honest with you. I really was. And then I realized, I said, well, you know what? I said, the Kali demon is a Hindu deity, and there is demon worship in Hinduism. And Leela says that even Kali demon is part of the divine play. I mean, Kali demon is doing his part to bring about the avatar. So Kali demon is just white out almost. And then how the avatar comes to restore it. So I believe that the religion that the Kali demon is going to use to wipe out Hinduism is Noahidism. Noahidism is the religion, it is the final religion of the Kali Yuga. It is the ultimate Kali Yuga religion. Even Jews believe that Christianity and Islam were sent out to prepare the earth for Noahidism. Okay, Islam in India and Christianity in India are actually there to help and facilitate the Noahidization of India, and I'm going to be getting into that, and I'm going to be working with Christians and Muslims against Hindus in India. So yeah, I mean, all this treason and accusations and everything is what drove me into the arms of the Jews. And actually, just talking about the Jews, there is so one of the Jews I'm working with, his name is Judas Fly. He's very well learned in the Noahide laws. He hates Hinduism. And he's going to be helping me. I'm working with a Noahide. The Noahide is helping me convert Hindus into Noahidism to help with this plot and stuff like that. So, let me get a little bit into the type of conspiracies I'm going to be running against India and what I'm going to be doing. And these are all things that I was trying to prevent. They might not have, they are only in their early stages. These are not things that, Judas Fly, let me know if you want to come on. These are things that are in their early stages. And I was saying, let's catch it early. That was my thing, but Hindus don't catch things early. They don't care about early threats. They don't understand that, things, that if you allow a problem to sit and fester, it's just going to grow and grow and grow and grow. They don't understand that cut things at the root, get down to the root and cut it off there. Don't just cut off this, the top stem and uproot it while it's young and it really has no strong roots to keep it down. So, that's what you kind of want to do, but Hindus don't think like that and are actually against that. They only want to deal with it when it's a really big problem. Hindus are like, well, when people are getting beheaded, I'll do something about it. Yeah, well, then it's too late. You're getting beheaded, aren't you? But, that's what how Hindus think. Most Hindus. Now, there are a few Hindus who I kind of want to survive that few remnant who actually oppose the Noahide laws. I'm not against every Hindu, but I'm probably against 90% of Hindus. 90% of Hindus are just going to, go on the side of the Noahide laws in some way, shape, or form. They're either going to accept them, or they're going to say anyone who's, against them is crazy and insane and stuff like that. So, okay, so first I was trying to warn Hindus about this alliance between Noahidism and Islam. So, Islam and the Muslims are trying to be considered a Noahide religion. Okay, they want a pact with the Noahides and the Jews. The thing is that Islam is not quite a Noahide religion because it does not outlaw idolatry. So in Pakistan, while Hindus and Hindus in Pakistan and Bangladesh are being attacked by individual Muslims, it is not illegal under the state to practice idolatry. Under Noahidism, it is illegal. You're not allowed to practice idolatry. And you can either be fined, or you can go to jail, or you can even be killed if the government wants you to be. Noahidism is a way to radicalize both Christians and Muslims because, as well, it's more stringent. Okay, well, you allow, these Islam and Christianity allow idolatry. So, they're not as stringent. They allow evil to flourish. And the reason why there's so much idolatry, blasphemy, and homosexuality in the world is because Christianity couldn't stamp it out because it doesn't have the will to stamp it out. And Islam, even though it's done a much better job at doing it, still doesn't have that oomph to basically completely take over, especially in India. So we need to get the Noahides and the Muslims, especially in India, working together for two reasons. Number one, to beef up Islam, to make Islam more stringent. But also the fact that if Islam presents itself as in league with Noahidism, Hindus will back down. So this is what I'm telling Muslims in India that want to make it a Muslim state. First, I'm saying work on creating separate Muslim states. Make small Muslim states. Don't try to just take over the whole thing at once. But don't just say an Islamic state. Don't say we want an Islamic state. Say we want an Islamic Noahide state. Say that you don't want you are not Muslims, you are Muslim Noahides. Do not say that you want Sharia, say you want Sharia Noahide. That qualification of Noahide puts the Hindus in a really bad position, because if they go against Noahide, they're going against the Jews. And the Hindus will never do that. The Hindus will never, ever go against the Jews. Hindus worship Jews. Hindus are subservient to Jews. Hindus are obsequious to Jews. They are sycophantic to Jews. They are just slaves to Jews. The vast majority of them. Vast majority. It'll put, if Muslims approach the Hindus with Noahide in their constitution, then the Hindus won't be able to say anything, and they won't stop you. And you can really move forward, and you can get a lot of support from Jews, from Noahide, and from Israel. Israel at first might be a little bit leery about openly supporting, Noahide separatists, but the more, let time go by and create a grand Islamic Noahide alliance in India, and once it's big enough and powerful enough, Israel will start working with you. And the Christians should do the same thing. Christians who want a Christian state, what I'm telling you to do is say, accept Jesus and the Noahide laws. Say that Jesus wants you to follow the Noahide laws. So if you say Jesus wants you to follow the Noahide laws, well, what are Hindus going to say to you? They're going to go, okay. You know what I mean? They're not going to be, if you say follow Jesus, oh, well, that's a big problem. You know what I mean? That's like, nobody wants to follow Jesus. But if you say follow, Jesus wants you to follow the Noahide laws, again, they can't go against the Jews. They can't go against the Jews. So if Christians create a grand Noahide Christian alliance in India and start using Noahide arguments, and even if they start clamoring for a state, then once they're big enough, Israel will eventually support them. You will have the support of Orthodox Jewry throughout the whole thing. I will help Christians and Muslims in India who want to work with the Noahide plan. I will help you contact Orthodox rabbis. I will help you. We can get Orthodox rabbis to start working on this immediately, because they're more fanatical than the Israeli government. Now, don't get me wrong. Noahide conversions are officially part of Israel's national policy and foreign policy. But it's the rabbis right now who are a little bit more radical about spreading the Noahides laws and stuff like that. So I encourage you to really start getting in contact with Noahide rabbis and talking to them about this. Maybe you don't need to talk to them about Muslim nationalism at first or Christian nationalism. You can just talk to them about allying together under Noahidism to kind of get rid of Hinduism. Another avenue that I want to go down is Khalistan. So Sikhism is a monotheistic religion. It's more Noahide compliant than Hinduism is. And Khalistanis want their own state. So if Khalistani Sikhs say, well, we want our own state, and in that state, in our constitution, we're going to have the Noahide laws. If they say that, they will get their state. Number one, Hindus will not know what to do. They won't know what to say. They won't have good arguments against it. They don't have any arguments against the Noahide laws because they're useless. And they'll get their state. And Israel will eventually help. Once you get a big enough constituency, create a grand Sikh Noahide alliance in India, get really close with the rabbis, get really close with the Noahides, get support from Noahide Muslims and Noahide Christians for your own state, get everyone supporting you, and go for it. And I will help you. Any Khalistani Sikh, any Muslim, any Christian, any Parsi who wants to take on the Noahide laws can contact me. vincent.bruno.1229@gmail.com. vincent.bruno.1229@gmail.com. Contact me. Another area that I want to go after are the Parsis. So the Parsis were really involved in Freemasonry, and Freemasonry declared the Parsis to be Noahides for the sake of being monotheists, to let them into the lodges when Hindus, seemingly polytheistic Hindus, were kept out. And there's also intrigues. The Talmud actually makes loopholes in the Noahide law against incest for Parsis who were practicing first-degree incest as part of their culture in Persia. So there's loopholes actually in the Jewish religion for Parsis to continue that practice. So there's some kind of connection and alliance. And right now I have exposed this. I can get into it another time. I'll make more videos on these things. I'm probably going to be making lots of videos on this now because it's a really big project of mine. There are current Parsi Noahide conspiracies going on. So to get the Parsis, really, we got to get the Parsis in league with the Jews on Noahide to wipe out Hinduism. Let me try to hold on. Judas, I can't give you a rent right now because can you hear me better now, that woman? Someone is in my chat saying they can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Oh, well, I don't know if they can hear me or not. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, she can hear me now. Obviously, I was cutting out and you couldn't hear me for a little while, so I don't know what I said that you can't hear, but I can't go back and replace it. But the last thing I was talking about was Parsis and using the Parsis as traitors against India and working with Israel. So the Parsis should get some kind of recompense for working with the Zionists, whether they get their own state or they get prestigious positions or whatever. They should, be officially declared Noahides by the state of Israel, and whoever the leading figures of the Noahide Parsis of the Parsis is should declare themselves to be Noahides, and so therefore, and they should become a very anti-Hindu because it's idolatry. They should become a very anti-Hindu religion and be focused on wiping out the Hindu religion in India. I don't know when I started breaking up, so I'll just repeat very quickly the things I said when I was maybe breaking up, that I would use Khalistan and the Sikhs as long as they integrate the Noahide laws into their constitution. I would get them lots of support as well, and I think Muslims and Christians who have adopted the Noahide laws will as well. I'm looking into Buddhism and Jainism. I know that Buddhism is usually considered to be less idolatrous than Hinduism. I'm not sure about Jainism, but definitely Buddhism. There's something to work out there. There's something that can be done there. I know that Bhutan is trying to become a Buddhist state and is expelling Hindus. So if Bhutan just declares itself a Noahide state and declares Buddhism to be not idolatry, but Hinduism to be idolatry, they can kick out the rest of the Hindus or punish them, without much problem. And then you would have, and again, the Sikhs, the Parsis, the Muslims, and the Christians should all support Bhutan becoming a Buddhist state, so that there's no Christianity there. Okay. The idea is but there would be like an intermediate step. So, okay, the chief rabbinate of Israel, over in Israel, is that Hinduism is not idolatry as long as you follow all of these steps. So it is idolatry if you don't follow it the way the Jews tell you to do it. It is idolatry. But if you follow it the way the Jews tell you to, it's not idolatry, which is still not true. Okay, that's kind of like a lie, but let's just pretend it's not a lie. It's to get Hindus to adapt their religion to be Noahide compliant. To be Noahide compliant, to adapt their religion to it, and then maybe they could be given a Hindu Noahide state, a state that has adapted to Noahidism, Hindu religion, and that could become its own state in India, one of many states. So my idea is a union of Noahide nations in India, broken up by ethnicity, broken up by religion, broken up by language, and one of those states would be a Hindu Noahide state with the edited scriptures. Now, eventually, the point of that Hindu Noahide state is just to completely edit itself out of Hinduism until it just becomes pure Noahidism. That would be the idea of that. One of my hopes is, so I know there's going to be a remnant, there's going to be a small remnant of people left, of Hindus left who are going to fight the Noahide laws. It's not going to be a lot. There won't be a lot of people around the world who fight the Noahide laws. It'll be a very small remnant of people that actually do anything about this or oppose it. So what I want to happen is that the persecution against Hindus just increases until this remnant leaves India, until they're driven out of India and they leave. I want them to bring the remnants of Hinduism to the rest of the world. I want them to make converts all against the world, around the world. I want us to get as many scriptures and murtis and temple blueprints and everything possible out of India as much as we can before it becomes a total Noahide state. So I want this remnant to become the seed that will spread Hinduism around the globe, that will be the final resistance against Noahidism and the religion of the Kali Yuga. But then I want everything Hindu in India destroyed. All the temples bashed. All the temples destroyed. All the murtis or idols smashed. All the scriptures burned. There should be absolutely no remnants of Hinduism left in India. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Or in South Asia, or anywhere where it has a stronghold right now. I mean, we need to do this in order for the Kali demon to gain control of this era. It has to happen. And look, I really for a long time had hope. Let me tell you something. For the longest time, I had hope that Hindus would be able to stop this and would be able to prevent themselves from going through so much suffering. I was so stupid. I thought Hindus had the ability within them to stop the Kali Yuga. So I was like, okay, well, this is what's coming in the Kali Yuga, but if Hindus know about it and they take action now, they can stop it and they could really just get one over on it, but that's not happening. Why would you want that to happen? Someone's asking me why I want Hinduism to be destroyed, all the temples to be destroyed, is because Hinduism needs to be destroyed in order for prophecy to come true. Prophecy has to come true. If all that remains standing, then there is no Kali Yuga. If Hinduism gets out of its problems and becomes a major world religion, and all the temples over there are rebuilt or protected and things like that, then Hinduism isn't true. That's not supposed to be what happens. Yeah, okay, that woman asked, speaking of the Kali Yuga, isn't this the last cycle? Yes, it is. We're in the final cycle. This is the last cycle, but it has to get really bad at the end. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's bad for Hindus right now. It definitely is bad for them, but it's not the worst it could be. They're not in the worst position they can be in. They need to be put in the worst position. And I'm tired of trying to convince them to do something to stop getting into that position. So now I'm just trying to make it happen. Because as I said, if you weren't here at the beginning, I was working with the Kali demon. Now I worship the Kali demon. So in Hinduism, demon worship happens. I mean, you can worship a demon in Hinduism. People do it. I know they do it. I don't know if anyone ever thought about worshiping the Kali demon before, but as I was saying, the Kali demon has his role in bringing about the Kalki. I mean, there cannot be any Kalki who is the final avatar and Messiah of Hinduism if there's no Kali demon. There can't be any Kalki if the Kali demon doesn't almost destroy Hinduism. That's just the way it is. So, the Kali demon has his role to play. I mean, he's always going to be there. He's part of the divine play or Leela. He's doing his thing necessarily. And actually, let me tell you something, that woman who's in here, about the story of Ram. When Ram went to go fight, there was a demon king named Ravana. And Ram had to go fight him. And Ram was an avatar of the god Vishnu. Now, Ravana eventually, because he saw the power of Ram, eventually realized that Ram really was God. And so he said, okay, my opponent is God, and he's on the righteous side of things, and, my opponent's God. But he didn't stop fighting because he said, well, if Ram is God, everyone else needs to know that he's God too, not just me. So it wasn't well known throughout the world that Ram was God. I mean, people throughout the world were not saying Ram is God. He said, but if he defeats me, the most powerful king ever, and he's just this scrawny little man, then people will believe he is the avatar of the god Vishnu. So Ravana, instead of giving up, fought all the harder to try to destroy Ram, so that Ram could eventually destroy him, and then the whole world would see that Ram was God and that they would all follow him. Now, Ravana was actually rewarded with liberation for this. He was rewarded for, with liberation, and I'm sure it's something similar with the Kali demon, where the Kali demon just knows what he has to do. It's his role, he has to try to, destroy the Kalki avatar, because if there's nothing trying to destroy the Kalki avatar, then what kind of Messiah is he? What is he fighting against? What's his big opponent? What is he doing that's so amazing, saving the world? It's because the Kali demon makes the world so horrible that his messiahship is awesome. I mean, you have to put him in the most dire situation that no other human being could get out of, that no human being could get out of, in order for people to believe that this person is God. That woman asks, and another cycle begins after this one. That woman. Yes, another cycle happens after this. So basically that's, what I'm doing and why I'm worshiping the Kali demon now. I'm just trying to do my part. It wasn't my first. It took a lot of rejection. It took a lot of treason. It took a lot of backstabbing. It took a lot of apathy for me to get to this position. And not just with Hindus. Most people in the world are not going to fight this. Now, I have different plans outside of India. So in America and the West, it's Christianity that needs to be destroyed. It's Christianity that needs to be destroyed. So actually, in the West, I want to use Hindu Zionists in the West to go after Christianity, because I want Hindu Zionists to say that they are Noahide compliant by editing their religion, and then going after Christianity for being idolatry, working with the Jews. So in India, I want the Jews, the Noahides, and the Christians and the Muslims working against the Hindus. But in America, I want to use Hindus and Jews and Noahides and Muslims against Christians, in order, because in the West, it's a different thing that needs to happen. It's Christianity needs to go. So everything in Noahide prophecy has to happen. I mean, the Christians need to go Noahide, the Muslims need to go Noahide, Noahide nations needs to start building up, and Noahidizing America is very important because it could be really a large. It could do a lot of Noahide imperialism and spread Noahidism around the world. If the West very quickly becomes Noahide, I mean, I don't know how much more power the West will have within the next 50 years. It does seem like it's on its way down. But if it Noahidizes quickly, it could still use its remaining power to spread Noahidism to the rest of the world, including India. Um, but it's important to get America ganging up on Hindu nationalism. And another idea that I have is, let's just call all the minorities in India Noahides. Let's call Muslims Noahides, and Christians Noahides, and Sikhs Noahides, and Parsis Noahides. And any Hindu nationalist violence against them we'll call it anti-Noahide violence. And we should get Israel to condemn anti-Noahide violence in India. So that coalition of minority religions should come together and say, well, we're all Noahides. So let's make a Noahide coalition against Hindu nationalist terrorism against Noahides. And then go to Israel with their reports and say, look what's happening against Noahides in India, and get Israel to intervene against Hindu nationalism. I think that there are Muslims in Palestine and in Israel who have become Noahides, who are working with the Noahide movement in Israel, who are in touch with the Sanhedrin, and they should work with Noahide Muslims in India. Noahidist Muslims in India should gather any kind of reports against them, any kind of attacks on them, anything, any Islamophobic thing, and send it over to these Israeli Noahide Muslims, and they should bring it to the government. They should bring it to the government. We need to get is the Israeli government condemning Hindu Zionism. Okay, the Hindu Zionists think that Israel is their best friend. It's not. Look, we need to strengthen up. The minorities in India need to become so pro-Noahide and so powerful that the Israeli government is no longer afraid of working with them over the Hindu nationalists. Right now, Israel's in a tough position. They don't really like Hindu nationalism, but they kind of have to work with it right now because it's in power. So it's really important in making the minorities Noahide so that Israel switches alliance. Yeah, so that Israel switches its alliance. Hold on, let me just see something. Let me see. What is the name of this? What is the name of the hold on. What is the name of this? Hold on. I'm trying to find the name of this chat. Oh, broadcast info. I'm going to destroy Hinduism with Noahidism. Okay, I'm just trying to post this up on Facebook. Hold on. Here, let me just post this up on Facebook so people can see it. Yeah, so I mean, the conspiracies against Hinduism using Noahidism are endless. It can just keep going on and on and on and on forever. And, I hope I keep remembering. Another thing, actually, I mean, I was just talking about this, and, it's so funny. One of the things that I really want, so I want to Noahidize Hinduism slowly, and one thing that's very important is to make Hinduism very homophobic. Um, Homosexuals will be a disproportionate amount of the people who are opposing Noahide law. There are a lot of homosexuals that are in Hinduism, and a lot of converts to Noahidism are homosexual. Now, it's questionable in Hinduism whether homosexuality is permitted or not. There seems to be different kinds of there seems to be conflict there about whether it's illegal or not. But I think there is enough evidence. I need to see it. I'm asking people to collect it for me now, but I think there's enough evidence for them to come forth and say, well, yeah, Hinduism is a homophobic religion, and Hinduism is not allowed. I mean, homosexuality is not allowed in Hinduism. Um, I really want to drive homosexuals out of Hinduism because I don't want it having that intelligence or creativity or stamina in it. I'm trying to weaken Hinduism. And if you want to weaken something, drive out all the homosexuals. There should be no homosexuals there. You want to destroy something, just get rid of the homosexuals. And yeah, there should be no homosexuals left in Hinduism or in India or anywhere in the world. I'm not just going, I mean, the religion of the Kali Yuga also demands that homosexuals be destroyed. So it's not just Hinduism. As I said, I'm also going against Christianity. I would eventually have to go against Islam because technically Islam is not a Noahide religion because it allows idolatry. It's also creating a new religion and creating new holidays, which you're not allowed to do. But yeah, I'm also going after homosexuals. I will work with any homophobes anywhere to ban gay rights anywhere in India or in the West, anything. Anything. And I think that we need to re-normalize homophobia under a Noahide rubric. So if you say my religion of Christianity or Islam says being gay is wrong, people are like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. But if you say, well, under Noahidism, homosexuality is wrong, people feel less comfortable opposing that kind of homophobia. Never underestimate how brainwashed people are about the Jews. I mean, yeah, just never estimate how brainwashed people are. Totally brainwashed. Totally cowardly. Just really disgusting. One of the things that I actually get entertainment out of seeing just how disgusting people are, out of seeing just how low they will go. How much just, oh shit, just how much injustice will they take? How much treason will they commit? It's a little entertaining. I find it entertaining. Give me 1 second. I gotta use the bathroom. Okay, I'm back. I can't remember what the last thing I was talking about was, but what other kind of treason am I committing against India? Lots of it. Oh, I said I love getting off on seeing how low people will go, like going before the Sanhedrin and calling yourselves animals and saying, you only have 3 levels to your soul while Jews have 5 and stuff like that. Hindus will do that shit. Hindus will go, oh yes, we're animals. They'll do that. You better believe they'll do that. I know I believe it. I mean, it's not just Hindus. Everyone's going to be doing that. Everyone's going to be doing shit like that. The whole world. But it is very important to get rid of Hinduism most of all because it's the biggest threat. It's the biggest threat to the religion of the Kali Yuga, which is Noahidism. It's the biggest threat. We can't have that kind of threat about the Kali demon. So, just give me a second. I'm doing some echo. Turn on the fan. One second. I'm just stirring some pot. 1 second.
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
Okay. I find it fascinating. It also makes me more spiritual almost. So I don't know if I'm an atheist or not. I don't know if I'm spiritual or not. I go back and forth. Like, okay, I have spiritual feelings, or I feel spirituality. I do feel it, but senses can be just because I'm sensing something doesn't mean it's real. Echo, turn off the fan. Um, people have hallucinations and think things are going on that really aren't all the time. So I don't know. Maybe my sense that there is something spiritual in the world is really not right. Maybe it's I'm off. So whoever in the chat who's a Muslim, she said I would be executed really fast. I don't think so. You're not practicing idolatry, blasphemy, or homosexuality. So I don't see why you would be executed. But back to spirituality. It almost makes me spiritual in that it seems like there's a spiritual darkness over people to make them so subservient and to just be so illogical, not even see logic, not even they don't even understand. People tell me there is no plot. There is no Noahide plot. It doesn't exist. All these books and agreements and movements and everything that's going on and doings on in the Noahide world to bring about Noahidism, it doesn't exist. These books written by Jews on the Noahide Pact are just fake. I mean, they make just absurd accusations. Really absurd. And absurd. These are intelligent people who make absurd accusations, to the point that you wonder. It's illogical. It's illogical. It's illogical to stumble upon. It's illogical to stumble upon. Wait, hold on. Okay, I've been asking people for wait, homosexuality. Homosexual men and women try to cling on to Hinduism to gain validity because their state has been rejected by Abrahamism. In Hindu Dharma, homosexuality is tolerated as an aberration of nature, certainly not promoted. Put that in your brain. It is lies that say Hindu Dharma is in favor of homosexuality. Maybe. Huh. This is someone. So I'm getting a Hindu to help me show that Hinduism is homophobic. Um, I want to prove that Hinduism is homophobic to help it become more Noahide. If they become really homophobic, they'll be more likely to make an alliance with the Noahides. Oh, sorry, I totally left you guys. I got in the middle of doing something. Oh, because I shared it. Sorry, I shared it and I lost total remembrance that I was on air. Um, okay, that woman in my thing says, okay, that woman says, I won't be a slave. That's why. And if it came down to it, I would talk too much. No, that woman, you wouldn't be a slave. That's not how the Noahide laws work. The laws work like this. The Jews are their own contained people and nation in the land of Israel with their own religion and their own boundaries. Once they accomplish greater Israel, they're not going to expand beyond that. They have their nation and that's it. They then broadcast to the world the Noahide laws, and they say, these are the Noahide laws and you should follow them. The Gentiles in their own lands then implement the Noahide laws. You're not a slave. The Jews are not like in control of you unless you don't need a Sanhedrin for the Noahide laws to apply. Noahides are supposed to implement the Noahide laws upon themselves. Not the Jews don't come in and do the culling, and the Jews aren't even really necessarily in control. The people who do the culling would be other Muslims who support the Noahide laws. So if you would be killed by Muslims you live in Lebanon, who had adopted the Noahide laws, and you were opposing them, and they would do it. The Jews wouldn't come in and say, kill her. It would be the teaching on the matter, but outside the land of Israel, the Gentiles are really in control of themselves. Judas Fly says, no, Haidim is the future. Baruch Hashem. Yes, it is. Until the Kalki avatar arrives. Or Judas, I can't give you a wrench right now. That woman says, Vincent, I think a majority of the world will be culled by them if they go through with their plan. That's what all of the AI is for. They won't need non-Jews anymore. No, they need lots of non-Jews. They want lots of people working for them. I mean, be fruitful and multiply. So they'd rather convert everyone than have them die, but they will get rid of those who don't follow. All who oppose Noahidism must be slaughtered. That's what's going to happen, except for the remnant few Hindus that are left. There will be a remnant that keep the religion alive all the way until the end. And I live where they think is their land. I am not leaving. Yeah, I am not getting killed. I know. Okay. If you're in Greater Israel, that's supposed to be a Jewish state. So Lebanon and Syria and Palestine and all of these areas are the Sinai Peninsula. They are all Israel's land, according to the Bible. That would all belong to the Jews. So Greater Israel, and because I am now trying to push the Noahide movement, I do believe in Greater Israel. I think that the people who are not Jewish living within the land of Greater Israel should be Noahides. What should happen is that Israel should tell the people within the land of Greater Israel to start becoming Noahides. So you try to start getting them to become Noahides. And then once you have enough Noahides, you tell the Noahides to take over their governments. And you would actually, instead of becoming your own Noahide state, you would cede your government to Israel, but be the army there that keeps it in power. Wait, Judas Fly said we will expand past Greater Israel. Really? Can you explain that? It is going to be great. There will be a synagogue, a falafel shop on every block, and no Gentiles in sight except Shabbos. I am cursing this land before I die and will poltergeist it. The Bible is bullcrap. Well, anyway, I mean, I just thought of a way to get Greater Israel. I'm going to be as clever as I can. I mean, we just need to get Muslims in Greater Israel to accept the Noahide laws, and that's it. And but Muslims outside the land of Greater Israel could just you know, create a Noahide state like in India. I know that there are ethnic and linguistic separatist movements in India. And I support all of them as long as they work with the Noahide laws. As long as they work with the Noahide laws, I will support them and I will work with them. So, again, if you are an Indian, Christian, Muslim, Parsi, Sikh, or anything tribal, Buddhist, Jain, and you want to work with the Noahides and you're really anti-Hindu, then contact me. Let me put is my email up here? Hold on, let me put my email up. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, shit. Funny, it's vincent.bruno.1229@gmail.com. Actually, I do have to put up another banner right now. It's okay, so you're not going to be able to find this video anywhere on YouTube because I'm on shadow ban. So you're going to have to go to vincentbrunoshadowban.blogspot.com to see my other videos. Yeah, so I'm on shadow ban, so just go to VincentBrunoShadowBand.blogspot.com, and I have other videos there that you can't find in search or on my channel or anywhere. They just don't show up. So, hold on. This Noahide is contacting. I just want to see what this Noahide is saying to me. Hold on, I want to see what he's saying. Oh, you know what? Okay. There's this one guy. Okay, so there's this one guy that's a Hindu that said he would he would become a Noahide as long as the Indian Illuminati gave him money. But then he was stupid and the Indian Illuminati didn't want him. And I'm trying to find another way to get him money, but he's not genuine. He's just looking for money. I don't feel like Christian is genuine about his learning of Noahidism. I think he's just trying to make money, and he seems like he was being kind of a smart ass, but I hope that you're having a great afternoon. I'm just getting rid of this guy. He is not serious. I got Muslims to contact me and stuff. It's the comments. Okay, worship. Let's see. Worship Black Israelites as Israel will be taken over by us Black men. Doubt it. They think wherever they step is for them, Vincent. She's talking about the Jews, that wherever they step, they think it's for them. Yes. We will breed the Jewish and Arab women. No, you will not. And falafel is Egyptian, not Israeli. Jewish falafel is for the birds. Yeah. Where's Claire? I want Claire to come on. Judas can't come on. Okay, I thought I was being too much of a hard ass, but as long as you kind of agree, that makes me feel a little bit better. We Black men are treated as gods by effeminate Jewish men. They have no chance. The Jewish Noahidists are not effeminate. Jewish liberals who are Noahide apologists, but are not directly Noahidists, are more effeminate. But Noahidist Jews are not effeminate. These rabbis are not effeminate. Rabbis don't. There's nothing effeminate about a rabbi. I mean, there's nothing more patriarchal than Orthodox Jewry. So you're definitely Black men. I don't think are as patriarchal and therefore masculine as rabbinical Jews. You know, Judaism is a very masculine religion. Our potent African seed will conquer the wombs of Jewish women. Not for much longer, because the Noahide laws promote that the Jews do not intermix with the non-Jews like that. So a lot more Jews are going to become as as the Kali Yuga progresses, Jews are going to start becoming more religious, and they are going to stop race mixing a lot, or the only Jews left will be non-race mixed Jews. And the only Jews that will be left will be Jews who did not marry with Gentiles. And then they will rule the Kali Yuga. And, I was talking to my mother about this the other day, and I told her, I said, so many Christians are going to convert because these Jews are going to prove to you that you're wrong. Because God and Jesus is not coming down to save you from the apocalypse. I said, the Noahide laws are going to spread and spread and spread and spread. And they're going to become the new world religion, and they're going to bring peace. And your little apocalypse, the way you foresee it happening, isn't going to happen. And that's going to be seen soon. The sooner this religion spreads, the sooner Christianity falls, because Christians will see that they were wrong. The end is not here. We're not at, the end doesn't end the way they think it ends. It's that Noahidism spreads over the earth, and then the apocalypse is that the Noahides get rid of everyone else who isn't Noahide. So the remnant of the Christians and the Muslims and the Hindus and Buddhists and Jews and the Jains, or whoever doesn't accept their Noahide laws. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I've been thinking just like spiritually. I went to that whole thing. I don't know if I'm spiritual. I mean, things feel spiritual, but I don't know if it's right to, but oh, what was I going to say? What was I saying? Oh, no, I can't remember. I started reading this thing. This is from a Noahide. I'm just talking to him right now. Of course, I'm really serious about this stuff. I need to rewatch your video with Adam Green just to learn more about the knowledge of you have. It's really hard to talk about this stuff with people that are Jewish because they don't want to talk about anything from the Babylonian Talmud, but I really appreciate you making the group. The Jews don't want to talk about it, but the Noahide laws are for the Noahides to talk about. The Jews wrote it down. Okay, the Jews have, even if they never did a word to evangelize, they put it in their Talmud, and they put it somewhere where Gentiles were allowed to read it. And as long as you put it somewhere where Gentiles are allowed to read it about the Noahide laws, you've done your part in trying to Noahideize the earth. So a Gentile comes along and reads it, and then it's up to the Gentile. Then the Gentile goes and does what the Gentile needs to do. If a priestly Jew helps him along the way, well, good for him. You know what I mean? But it's really, Noahidism is up to the Noahides. This idea of yours is dangerous, Vincent. You may not be able to put the cat back in the bag. I don't care. I want it. I told you, I want the Noahide laws to progress. I want the Noahide laws to progress. Because it's the religion of the Kali Yuga. It needs to wipe out Hinduism. It needs to wipe out Christianity too. You're right, but as of Noahides, does that make us Noahides the judge, jury, and executioner, or does someone have to wait for the Sanhedrin? Okay, no need for Sanhedrin. There's no need for a Sanhedrin for Noahides to execute. This is something that is misunderstood by a lot of people. Let me just find that article. Okay, can the Noahide laws be applied now without a Sanhedrin? Hold on. Okay, that's I have this article. It can you can execute without a Sanhedrin. Right, that's what I kind of get is that there doesn't need to be a Sanhedrin, but it seems like Noahides are a little disconnected and all over the place right now, kind of like the beginning of the Christian movement during the Roman Empire. TYVM. What does TYVM mean? Yes, the Noahides. Okay, the Noahide movement is young and early and they don't have it all figured out yet, but they're getting there. Now, instead of trying to fight them, I'm just helping them along. Why did you say, Judas, that I put cats up my butt? That's not a very nice thing to say now that I'm helping you. Hold on. And then, okay, so Rabbi Schneerson said there's no need for a Sanhedrin. And, hold on. I just want to send this guy. I want to show this guy another article that I have up here. Hold on. I'm just trying to send him an article that I had about the no need for there's no need for a Sanhedrin. Here, wait, let me just. Okay, I have this other writer on my blog, stopnoahidelaw.blogspot.com, that says that the Noahide laws are applicable in all ages. Like, thank you for the link. I'm going to read it right now. I'm just a little behind on my reading since I've been busy working this month. Okay, actually, okay, now I'm glad that I'm talking to this guy right now because this guy is the Noahide that I'm working with, but he is a Noahide because of my work. So he had never heard of the Noahide laws before until he came across my website and my group. And he learned about the Noahide laws and then he became a Noahide. And he would still talk to me from time to time and then he eventually told me he was Noahide and I was like, "Whoa." So he's a Noahide. And I'm working with the Noahide and I'm working with Judas Fly, who's listening in the comment section right now. And I think it's a good plan. I'm an accelerationist, is what I'm doing. I'm accelerating. I'm accelerating the Kali Yuga. I'm accelerating the problem to kind of solve it faster. Yeah, to accelerate it faster. Um So yeah, that's it. An undercut, Vince. What do you mean, like an undercut, like a way to punch? What's an undercut? Undercut. Offer goods or services at a lower price than a competitor. Cut or wear away the part below or under something, especially a cliff. A space formed by the removal of absence of material. I don't know what an undercut is, Judas Fly. You know, I don't mind Judas Fly's homophobia because I want homophobia to spread, as I've already said. I do. I want it to spread. I want it to spread as far as it can. Especially in Hinduism, because I want the Hindus and the Noahites to unite, you know, on that. I did see one quote. I have never been able to find it again, so I don't even know if I ever hallucinated. But I did find some kind of homophobic quote one time when I was reading, and then I just could never find it again. I'm gonna look for it in a little bit. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. Maybe not. That woman, do you have any more questions? Any more questions? I think I'm just gonna go. I mean, I said what I had to say, and that's it. Any no hairstyle. Okay, okay, a hairstyle undercut. I'm not getting an undercut. Okay, so that's it for now. And I just wanted to get that out. I have to write this out. I'm just trying to find the best way to do this, and it's hard to write it all for some reason. This is a lot to get into, and so I'm just hashing it out, but I'll eventually write it all out. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.